Hey guys, what's up? I just finished filming my LCD Sound System American Dream album review like a second ago, and this is going to end up in my March school update video, part 1, because we have 0 holidays, like 0 school breaks in March. I'm gonna talk about school a little bit because things are happening. A lot of things happened today, actually. A lot of things that can potentially grow into a fiery, flamey, chaotic mess, but never happened. And yeah, I guess I don't know what the hell should I do right now. I have 1 year left at school, and I want to make my last year at school the most satisfying one because I've never done anything at school that's actually satisfying. Yeah, you know, I think about what I have done in the past 5 years a lot, in the past 4 years, 4.5, yeah, 4.5. Um, on the first 2 years, I did a lot of things, but all of them are stupid, cringy, and totally immature. So, yeah, I have no idea what the hell should I do, to be honest. I guess I know it's kind of off the walls, but I'm like comparing myself to Walter White Heisenberg right now, except um I I'm currently in the period of time where he's staying at New Hampshire. He's just hiding there, and it's it's not like it's not like one episode. It's like a majority of the episodes. So like it feels like I'm just not doing anything, like a loser, and I feel the urge to end off my school life with a bang, with a humongous bang, with an enormous, life-changing bang, and then I'll just die triumphantly. I want to do that, not like literally die, but like end off my school life very triumphantly, and I just want to do that. All right, we have this school learning activity day thing where we have to go to field trips. Of course, the entire world does that, and we have to form groups, and of course nobody wants to be in groups with me. More like nobody cared, so the teachers had to assign me to a group because I didn't have one. So I wasn't in one, and the teacher, she assigned me to Jordana and Olivia and Olivia's boyfriend Kingsley's group, and I'm like, hell yes, I'm going to that group. And the reason behind is that I know Jordana and Anne hates Christopher as well, and I hate Christopher as well. I don't want to hate him, but I kind of do. And things are gonna happen. I'm gonna try to make things happen. I just feel so evil and sinister, but I'm telling you, man, what I'm doing is the right thing to do, and I should do it because if I don't do it, no one else will. And yeah. Okay, so this is the first book. We have 2 extra. I actually didn't count. Somebody told me it was 10 chapters. Maybe it was even more. I don't know. But anyway, chapter 24, we have simple molecular substances with... Yeah, something. And then boom, we have finished the entire book in 3 minutes and 23 seconds. Here we go, this is the second part. Alright, so this one sucks, okay? The main focus of this book is redox reactions, and this is the worst topic in science ever. The worst. The actual worst. Not the most difficult, but relatively difficult, and the most annoying, and kinda boring. 3, 2, 1, boom. Chapter 28. We have chemical cells in daily life. Yes, this is the... Look at that. Look at that. And folks, it's 8 minutes and 7 seconds. Starting. Hey guys, what's up? Yeah. I don't know if I had, you know, started off talking about March yet, but here we go. So yeah, right now it's 2:30 p.m. April 4th, and I didn't do any school update videos in March. That's kind of crazy because, you know, a lot had happened in March, but I guess I just didn't really have the time to talk about it. I guess I just kind of forgot about it. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about March today, so let's sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, and hear me talk about the entire month. Ever since 11th grade, Topher had been a total douchebag, a total asshole to me. So I just don't like him, and I don't like to hate people, but in this case, I kind of have to. So yeah, anyway, that is the backdrop of the thing. Let's start off with March 1st, when my tongue was still in a lot of pain because there were these sores on my tongue for some reason. And also, Jordana is still being a thought because, you know, 2 years ago, Jordana doesn't like people looking at photos of her, you know, showing her skin and all, but now she's posting those photos on Instagram now, so... And on PE class, we have this rowing machine where we can, you know, simulate rowing, boat rowing, and I sucked, okay? And, yeah, I sucked, period. Nothing more to that. And in English oral class, I actually hung out with Ernest, Grant, and Andy. Here's the fun thing. Last year, Natalie told me that the worst people in our class is Andy, Grant, Ernest, the boy gang. So now that I hang out with them a little more, it's almost like I'm completely defying what Natalie told me to do. And yes, after school, I just felt really sad, and I wandered around in a very lonely way, and I didn't know what to do. And I kept telling Oliver how much my school life sucks, and then Harry heard it. Harry is kind of weird, because, you know, last time when I picked up this box cutter cover thing, he was like, "Thank God it's not a box cutter, or else I'll punch you until you faint." But yeah, Harry heard it and told me that my school life is so boring because I'm friends with Nick only, and he told me to expand my social circle. And then later on, I told Russell that my school life is weird. It's like a puzzle, because I was just in a really bad mood and I could have said anything, and he politely answered. maybe one piece of the puzzle is missing, and maybe I need to buy a new set. And I disagree with both of the statements. I think all the pieces of the puzzle are there, but I just don't have the power to figure it out. And then, yeah, basically that's all the important information that you need to know. And, yeah, I mean, Natalie doesn't hate me, apparently. In the morning, we had to read books. Our teachers forced us to read books in the morning, and I didn't have one, so Natalie lent me one. So there's that. And then on March 2nd, we have... Ooh, it's a Saturday, and it's Parents' Day, which means I and my mom are gonna go into the school and meet our teachers, and our teachers are gonna tell my parents stuffs, and we're gonna leave, and another pair of students and their parents are gonna go into the classroom, and etc. Parents' Day. And so, yeah, we went to the school, and I didn't expect anything all that special to happen. And apparently, in the school, before we went into the classroom, we had to go to the school hall and wait for our turn. And in the school hall, Natalie was there, Harry was there, Hans was there, and Topher was there. Topher was there, but I didn't see him, but he was supposed to be there. So that's kind of funny. And then finally it's our turn. Me and my mom went up to the classroom, and there's this really weird moment. As we walked onto the 5th floor of the school, there were chairs outside the classroom. It's like a buffer zone, so if it's not your turn, but it's almost your turn, you sit there. So there were no one outside Class A, there were no one outside Class B, Classroom A and B, that is. But there were someone outside Class 5C, and that was Mary. And I didn't expect that to happen. Usually I would, expect Mary to pop up out of nowhere, but not on that day. And specifically on that day, Mary popped up out of nowhere. And the weirdest thing is that when I saw her and she saw me, she was sitting sideways, okay? Like, because the chair is facing sideways. And then she looked at me. She turned around. She looked at me. But she didn't smile or anything. She just looked at me. And that's it. Here we go. March 4th. It's a Monday. I was still in a pretty bad mood. I told Cedric how much my school life sucks and how much I need to make things happen, make changes. And the thing that's really bugging me is that I really want to join a gang of friends, but people like Topher and Tom exist, so I'm probably not going to be able to join anything. And yeah, also a couple weeks ago, Karoline installed this app. Karoline is Mary's friend. Karoline installed this app, and it's this dating app, and her dating requirements are over 175 cm, good at basketball, and good at taking photos, good at photography. And, we have been joking around, about this. Anyway, March 5th, heavy rain. I hate heavy rain. And 15 days of my sore here, and 11 days for the sores on my tongue. So it sucks. And yeah, I started to climb the social ladder again. I joined Tom and, Hector and Marty and AJ, that gang of boys, the other gang of boys. And we had lunch together. So for some reason, after the lunch, because they placed my order the last, they forgot to place my order, so they gave me the food. I was the last one to be given the food, and I was the last one to finish the food. So I had to be the one who pays, and then everyone left, and the cashier dude said that it wasn't enough. And so I called Leo, and Leo told Nick to come back and give me more money. And then the dude calculates the money again, and apparently he was wrong. It was actually enough. So that sucks. And then we have March 6th, and okay, interesting incident indeed. So Anne is Jordana's friend, and Jordana was Natalie's close friend, but now they're both still pretty friendly, I guess, and Jordana was also my close friend back then. Anyway, Hector and Christopher of, you know what, at this point in the video, I want to start naming these groups names, so you won't be as confused. So, on the previous day when I had lunch, I was with Bean Gang, okay? I'm just gonna write down here, Bean Gang. I'm calling them Bean Gang. It's a joke name. I'm not serious giving them this name. It's a joke name, okay? It's Bean Gang. And then for Topher, Natalie, Pink, Leo, and Adam, it's Tofu Gang. You get it? Because tofu is it's like a product of a bean, so it's like a sub-gang. But now it's completely independent. Both tofu and beans are independent gangs. So yeah, Hector of Bean Gang and Topher of Tofu Gang started to laugh at Anne for her small breasts. Yeah. I don't want to body shame anyone, but that's what happened. And Christopher even used specific terms to laugh at Anne. Anne of Cheese Gang. That is Jordana and Olivia. So yeah, Anne and Jordana heard it, and they went straight up to Topher and Hector and yelled at them. But of course, we are already 16, 17 years old, and we were mature kids, so it wasn't this very angry and very terrifying argument. It's just this, "What did you say to my girl, Anne?" And Topher was like, "Nothing, I wasn't the one who said it. I wasn't the one who said it." And Hector was like, "No, Topher, you said it first." So it was a little comedic. And Natalie was there to defend Topher as well for some reason, and people gathered around. I was there as well, and I was amused because it was kind of entertaining, actually. And yeah, I could really tell that Jordana was pissed off at Topher, and it might be an opportunity for me. It might be an opportunity. And yeah, also in maths class, I sat beside Pink, and to be honest, Pink is a great person, really, really nice, and we are closer to each other. We talk to each other way more. And then, yeah, other than that, oh yeah, and then I and Nick had lunch together, and then when we were walking back from the restaurant to school, we saw Mary, but Mary was alone with 10 other boys, like almost 10 other boys. And that was kind of weird, because is she being a thought? Is something happening? Where are Karoline and all her other friends? I have no idea. So what I know about Mary so far is that she stopped wearing her glasses for a while. She has an army of 16-year-old boys. She knows that I'm up to something, and maybe she's up to something, and she has something that our class teacher wants, and maybe she has a dating app. March 7th, Edward is indeed colorblind. It's confirmed, and he can't see the color green. And then, after lunch, the boys, especially Potato Gang, okay? The name Potato Gang refers to Ernest, Grant, Andy, Ronald, Dean, and they played tossing paper trash balls. You know what I'm talking about. And then Selena of Onion Gang, who is actually a pretty, not close, but who's actually a friend of Ernest's, were pretty annoyed, and she threw a temper tantrum at Ernest. Also, I shaked my hands like this, but it was the left hand, and my pinky finger and my fourth finger kind of collided into one another, and it just, I had a deep cut for some reason. That's really weird. And after the injury, immediately after, we have biology class, where all of a sudden we were told that we had to do the experiment where we immerse our hands in cold or hot water. And damn. So I tried a little bit. I can't use my left hand, so I tried it with my right hand, immersed it in 0 degrees cold water, Celsius, of course. And at first it was fine, and then it just hurts so much. It's like pressure squeezing my hand. And in hot water, it's not as bad because it was only 40 something degrees, 45. It was like a very hot bath, and that's it. But it was a little prickly. And yeah. And then here's a special thing for our school trip, Learning Activity Day school trip. We had to form groups again, because why not? Forming groups is a great thing, right? Yeah, and so, of course, once again, me and Nick were not invited to any group at all. And since Anne's group, that's Cheese Gang, plus Kingsley was also in Anne's group because Kingsley is Olivia's boyfriend. There were 4 people in their group, and they need 1 more. So Anne picked me because she doesn't want Nick. And I think that's actually a really great opportunity for me to hang out with them and start to fire back at Topher. And after school, when I and Nick were going away, we saw Nat and Topher from afar, and I stopped there, and it was awkward. And I think they know that I'm up to something, and the war has begun. March 8th, chemistry test. I fucked up. Revision test. Yep. Chemistry. Yep. And then during lunch, Nick didn't follow me around. I and Harry and Darrick and Marty and Hector of Bean Gang had soup noodles, and I guess Nick wasn't a fan of noodles. Also, this very fun incident after school because we needed to finish this essay assignment thing for LS, the class, the subject. Suddenly, I heard bird noises, like birds chirping. It was very annoying and repetitive, and I don't know why. It's definitely not the birds outside the classroom. So I kind of went around trying to check where are the bird noises coming from, and Oliver was with me as well. And apparently it was Selena's phone. It was her alarm ringing. And there we go. There we go. And then it was March 11th. And oh boy. So we had this project thing where we had to do a presentation for English oral class, and we basically had to talk about, special terms used by people who are in different occupations. And because not a single group really invited me in, so I ended up with Potato Gang. And again, it's a great opportunity for me to hang out with Potato Gang more, so I can fire back at Topher. And we almost completely didn't prepare anything. And we didn't even prepare the script at all. The PowerPoint is half-assed. It's prepared in 10 minutes by Ernest, and I kind of, wrote a very simple draft for the script right before the presentation. And, and in fact, in the middle of the presentation, we need to do a little role play. It's part of the thing. And we improvised like 80% of the time, and we fucking nailed it. It was amazing. We were so energetic, and the teachers were impressed. We almost didn't prepare it all, but yet we nailed it, and Potato Gang was like, Eris, hell yeah, and I and Ernest high-fived, and it was amazing. And and then immediately after in chemistry, we have to do another experiment, test, assessment, and Topher splashed water at me by accident. On March 12th, almost nothing happened, so I drew a bunch of band logos that I liked, that I like, I guess. And also Karoline's friend apparently is also in a rock band. Probably sucks. And then March 13th, Nick told me that one day after school when he was on the bus, he saw Natalie and Topher sleeping on each other's shoulders. Actually, Natalie slept on Topher's shoulder and then Topher slept on Natalie's head. And bruh, they're definitely dating. And again, people like Andy of Potato Gang also laughed at Topher. And then we have a Pi Day, March 14th. And, it's a special day on March 14th and 15th. It's the long-anticipated LAD, Learning Activity Days, where we have to go to a school trip, basically, field trip, basically. Last year, we went into the Guangdong province for the school trip, but this time it's a little less ambitious. So yeah, in the morning I was late a little bit. It sucks because in the morning I couldn't find my sports uniform, my PE uniform, and we had to wear PE uniform for the thing. And then and then at first our first stop was to visit a university in Hong Kong, and I don't know why the hell am I there, because I already know that I'm not gonna go to a Hong Kong university. I'm going to LA, okay? Yeah. And anyway, in the university we had to sit down and listen to a talk, to a presentation, and nobody sat with me except for Marty. And at first it was kind of awkward, but later on Marty kind of talked to me about movies, and we had a nice conversation, I guess. And then our second stop is it's a funny one. It's hair regrowth office. And it's for bald people who want to grow hair. And the doctors who work for this company helps bald people to grow hair again. And it's way more entertaining. A lot of my classmates get to have their hair checked, and it was funny. And because the office of the thing was really, really like small, so a lot of people were in there, and I was in the hallway of the thing, and then some people was passing by, and I was about to like give way to them, and then Adam pushed me away, and Natalie acted as if I'm a total self-centered idiot, and it's really obvious that Natalie doesn't like me as well, probably because Topher doesn't like me. And then and then I also heard Russel of Onion Gang and Olivia of Cheese Gang talking about how they have lost their innocence because of Anne and Jordana. And I was like, you can choose not to be bad, right? Even though you are taught these bad things. And Olivia was like, no, we can't help it. We can't choose. So yeah, that's a weird moment. And then we went to the third stop, which is this very millennial ad company. And before that, we had lunch. And I and Nick, we followed Potato Gang. And we had burgers for lunch. And at first, Nick was like, are you sure you want to follow Potato Gang? You don't even know them that well. And I was like, yes, I'm sure, because I need to fire back at Topher. So, I went with Potato Gang, and we were actually pretty nice together. And I also told Ernest about, Leo and Pink, and more importantly, Nat and Topher being a thing. And, hopefully things stir. And then, we went to the ad company. It was pretty nice. And then after school, Sandy, Harry, and Darrick suddenly told me that they were going to see Captain Marvel in the theaters. So I was like, can I join? So I joined, paid 55 Hong Kong dollars, and the film was mediocre. Yeah. And then at that night, Tofu Gang and Bean Gang went together and hit Hot Pot again. Why? Anyway, March 15th. Yeah, that's a lot to cover. Yeah, March 15th, day 2 of LAD, and oh my gosh, what the hell happened? Anyway, our first stop is we have to go to the suburbs of Hong Kong, far, far away up north. We have to drive for like 1.5 hours up north, and we go to the suburbs of Hong Kong, and we need to visit, some poor parts of Hong Kong. And I was with Potato Gang, and it was pretty nice. Again, I cracked a couple jokes. People cracked a couple jokes, and it was very funny indeed. And then for our second stop, we need to go to somewhere more in the middle of the city. And again, a poor part of the city, but inside the city this time. And we need to visit some subdivided flats or subdivided apartments, which are a thing in Hong Kong where you divide an apartment into something, you lend it to someone. So yeah, because of the LAD grouping that happened earlier in the month, I was with Anne, Olivia, Jordana, and Kingsley. And again, we were pretty okay with each other. We didn't talk to each other much. And I also wanted to talk to Jordana about the whole Nat and Topher situation. Unfortunately, somebody interrupted our conversation. But still, it was a pretty memorable experience going to a really, really small house on a rooftop of some small building and seeing this man who actually decided to live in such poor conditions, and he's happy with it. And then afterwards, because that place was actually really nearby my mom's office, when we were leaving, my mom showed up in her car with her colleague, and what are the odds? What are the odds? Next Monday, Natalie also talked to me in real life, as if she doesn't hate me at all, but I know that she doesn't really like me that much, so I'm keeping it calm and cool. And Pink's absent in school. Pink didn't go to school. Maybe it's because of some emotional issues, but whatever. I really want to talk about Pink. I really want to talk to Pink about just about our thoughts on life and all, because I feel like we're gonna have a really good conversation. Anyway, Mary and Karoline went into the 5A classroom, our classroom, multiple times, and they hung out with Suki of Onion Gang, and the Onion Gang, that is Suki, Selena, Oliver, and Russell. And Suki started singing One Direction songs, and then Mary followed, and one thing I know for sure is that Mary probably has shit music taste. Also, Natalie told me that Olivia wasn't too happy because Olivia thought that Anna and Jordana were ignoring her, so Olivia sticked with Kingsley half the time. Anyway, after a long time, I finally found the perfect notebook for my last diary for my school life. Yeah, for some reason, Jordana and Anne of Cheese Gang are flirting with Bean Gang for some reason. They're, well, not exactly flirting, but they're definitely playing around, gossiping, and I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. And then, again, at lunch, I and Nick were with Bean Gang, and then Anne and Jordana showed up again. And, and then also I think Mary's boyfriend. I think Mary has a boyfriend. Yeah, it's this tall, handsome guy, March 20th might be the first time ever that I had lunch in McDonald's in a school day. So, and in the morning assembly, our discipline master talked about how we should be nice and polite and all that. And then because of that, when we returned to our classroom, our class teacher talked about how none of us are evil, right? And I was like, yeah, because I know for a fact that Natalie and Jordana were pretty evil people back then. And then during Chinese lesson, our Chinese teacher wasn't there, so it was a substitute teacher lesson, except the teacher wasn't a Chinese teacher, so we can do anything we want. And Topher played with his phone, and the teacher saw him and confiscated his phone. And hell yeah, such a satisfying moment. Suck it, Topher. March 21st, for PE class, we can do whatever the hell we want. So Bean Gang plays basketball again, and because I want to socialize with people, I and Nick joined the basketball game, and of course, we sucked. But I tried, that's what matters. And then up next, we have the English oral class again, and we have to do another group discussion thing. Why? Every time. And I was with Jordana, and Jordana didn't look at me because eye contact is a very important thing when it comes to group discussions. So our teacher was like, Jordana, you gotta look at me as well. You know, not the teacher, me, but me. So it was kind of awkward. And at first I thought that Jordana doesn't want to look at me because I suck. But now I have a theory that Jordana doesn't want to look at me because I know who she really is, or was, actually. Also, bad news, Edward got his phone taken back from his mom, and it probably sucks for him. And then after school, I followed Pink and Adam around, and Leo was there too. No, wait, Leo wasn't there. It's just Pink and Adam, and Pink was actually really nice to me, so that's pretty cool. And then after that, I went back home and I wanted to practice running, and I made an Instagram story saying that there's only 11 months left for school and, you know, time to end with a bang. And then Jordana also, like half an hour later, Jordana also made an Instagram story saying that, yes, there's only 1 year left. I hope that you won't do anything you regret. I will support you. So then I realized that Jordana might know what I'm up to. March 22nd, after school, when I was leaving school, I looked back up again onto the 5th floor, and I saw Adam and Topher staring at me, and I smiled back, even though I wasn't happy. And shit's going on, man. Things are gonna tense up. Also, March 25th, Cedric is back. However, he told me not to tell anyone, and I didn't tell anyone, but somehow Adam figured it out still, so I don't know. And I also didn't want to tell Natalie, because Natalie doesn't deserve to know the truth. And also, in the weekend, there's this really trashy trend in Instagram where people like draw something in their Instagram story and they challenge their friends to do that by tagging them. And I made a few parody Instagram stories for that, so that's pretty funny. Anyway, March 26th, we were on the verge of dying. We have the biology lab report, we have the English oral report, we have the term test, midterms revision. I need to practice running. I still have my short films. I need to upload YouTube videos. I still have movies to watch, and I have to prepare for my album review. Anyway, I asked Ernest if they hate Topher, and they said they dislike her. Ernest said he dislikes him and said that he thinks that Topher is a little too much of a Natalie worshiper. Anyway, I've been waiting to do this one thing for half a month already, and that is to ask Jordana why had she been so happy lately. And I finally got to ask her that one time, and suddenly the whole question felt so weightless and useless. And she answered, she said, 'cause happier is better. And also, Cedric came back from Scotland, and I was really excited to see him. And then he showed up suddenly outside of the school, and other members of Topher Gang were like, "What? Why are you here?" Except for Adam, because Adam already knew. So yeah, after school, me, Cedric, and Natalie went onto the same bus, and Natalie spoke to me and Cedric as if she doesn't hate me at all. So something's definitely happening, and I'm just really glad that Cedric is back, and I'm running out of storage space. I have to leave right now. Bye.